What's going on, people? So, just give me a second to make sure the YouTube thing comes through because I was messing around with like the camera settings and whatnot. So, I'm trying to use the Logitech software again, and sometimes it works fine, sometimes it does not, and it gets all laggy and whatnot. So, we'll see. If the video lags a lot again, then I know that it's pretty consistent with like it being the software. And it's probably just that I need a new laptop also to process so many things going on. It's fair. I get it. It's an older one, right? And I keep not buying one because I keep buying other stuff. Either way, so got some stuff here, right? So as you saw in the thumbnail, there's a box of shoes and there's some other stuff. I guess it's Christmas things. I guess you should have just called it that. Should have said this Christmas gifts because it's not like they just gave me random stuff. Either way, so let's go ahead and get on into it. The first thing, we'll do the bag first and we'll do the shoes second because the bag is closer to me, so it just makes sense that way. So first up, we have this right here. So, and I don't have this piped over to the TV. So Seth Rollins, right? This is gonna be from the top picks. Does it say that? Where does it say that? Top picks, right? So usually what they do with the top picks is they take a release and then they just kind of switch it up just a little bit. So this was not something that had originally happened, him in the Dusty Rhodes colorway. I don't know why they put it in the top picks thing, but I'm fine with it, right? So the parents, they've been here a lot of times. They know that I like my wrestling figures and other figures. So they saw this at Target. Went, oh yeah, let's get them this. Now, my mom, she's also from Iowa, and she knows that he's from there. And so she knows that I like him and all that good stuff. So that was sensible. This one, on the other hand, right? Now, I've said before, well, actually, have I? I don't know. Maybe it's never come up. I'm not a fan of Roman Reigns. I don't like the dude at all, right? I've just never been into it. He was forced on us as the WWE universe, forced on us for years. They're like, oh, he's the big dog, or it's his yard, or something or other. That whole thing was going on for so long, and I was just like, I don't believe any of this. I am not on board with it. But they just kept making it happen. And then eventually they threw Heyman with him. Then he caught on, and people were like, oh, yeah, this is fine now. It's like, yeah, but it was like not fine forever. So they picked up this because they were like, oh, well, this is also a wrestling figure. Maybe he'll want this one too. So as much as I don't like this, like it's staying in the collection. They even gave me like the receipt with like the Target bag saying like, oh, if you already have these things, like you can go ahead and return them and exchange them. And I do actually have the Seth Rollins already, but whatever, it's fine. And this one, I my face may have shown it because like sometimes it's quick to say what my mind is thinking. But yeah, I didn't let on that I don't like him, but it's a gift from the family, and I'm gonna have it displayed right up there, right behind Warlord and Psycho Sid, and what's that? Kama. Yeah, I think that's where he's gonna go. And also because, oh yeah, they got me a gift card too, also to Target. So I forgot about that. Could have used that yesterday when I was buying a bunch of action figures. And they gave me this here. It's a hallmark. What do you call it? A tree ornament. Now I don't have a Christmas tree. I do have, I do play a little bit of guitar, mostly bass primarily, but I do, I dabble in the six strings as well. So my mom's been buying me these things for years, right? I have so many of them. I don't know where most of them are, but like she's like, oh, hey, I got you in this year's model. I'm like, oh, thanks, mom. And she's like, oh, here, you can put it with the rest of them. I'm like, yeah, uh-huh. So that. And then she also got me this one, which is slightly different, but this one is out of it doesn't come with a box, but it does have a nice little hangy thing, and it's like the little guitar and the amp, right? So it's a nice color. I do really like that color on mostly anything. So I actually saw some Air Max 1s in that color not too long ago. And I thought about getting them, but then I saw them close, and they were down around like the mudguard type area, like around the toe box or whatever. I thought that they were going to be standard leather type stuff from the pictures, and then I saw them at finish line and they weren't. I was like, I want these so much less now that I may not want them at all. It's not like the materials were bad. They were still really nice. It's just that I wasn't in the market for that. And at this point, my Air Max 1 collection it's a decent number, right? I don't know what that number is, so don't ask, but it's decent, right? So I can afford to be a little pickier nowadays. If you want to see my Air Max 1 collection, I did that video in 2020, and then you'll just have to watch the rest of the playlist to see what's been added to it, which probably isn't a whole lot, honestly. So let's see what's in this box. Obviously, there's a giveaway on the side. It says Brooks, right? But which model? That's the question. Now, this comes from my aunt, right? And I've sent her like a number of shoes over the years, you know. She's had a few different Ultra Boost models. Got her some Nova Blast 3 trails. Got her some Kayano 29s, maybe? Some 29s. Some of those Adlet 22s also. And something else. Oh, those Chicago Bears Pegasus, because they made a couple pairs of those, and she has the 2 that I know exist. So that, right? So, so she knows, like, oh, well, this Tristan guy, he seems to like shoes or something. So I'll get him a pair of shoes. And, I appreciate her for doing that, right? But at the same time, it always makes me wonder, it's like, what's going to be in this box? Because, like, it could be anything. It might be something really good. It might be something that's, like, okay. Because I get picky when it comes to, like, the running shoes and stuff, right? I want them to feel a certain way. I want them to fit a certain way. I'm picky about stuff, right? Who isn't? But it just makes me cautious. Makes me want to say, like, you could just, how about a gift card? We can do that. But anyway, so side of the box, I'll let you guys see it first. There's that for you. Oh, actually, there's a comment there. Sorry, I will not be able to stay. I have a band concert, but I will catch the stream as normal video. Oh, hey, no problems, man. Good luck with the concert and everything. Hopefully it goes well. So, actually, I need to read this. Okay, so this is the Cascadia 16 Trail. So, I'm actually already pretty interested to see how this plays out because I'm a huge fan of trail shoes. I kept talking about trail shoes to her not too long ago, so maybe that's why she bought me trail shoes. So, yeah, very interesting. They got a lot of stuff going on in the sides of, I'll say Saucony, Brooks boxes. I've only seen like one before, so I guess I can't really say that, but the boxes are a lot busier than I'm used to from like other brands. So there you go. All right, do I even need that light on? Because it annoys me that it's on in the back. Yeah, and nothing has changed. That light was doing absolutely nothing. It's like when you go to a concert and you see that one person in the back of the room holding up their phone, like, oh yeah, I love Nickelback. Not that I've ever been to a Nickelback show. It's the first band that came to mind. And they've got like the flash on. It's like this band is like 100 feet away. Like, what do you think your flash is really doing right now? There's all kinds of lights up there. It's weird to me. So either way, rantings and whatnots aside, let's go ahead and pull these things out. So things are looking pretty spiffy. I'm gonna have to call her and thank her, though at the same time I don't want to like reinforce the thing of buying stuff for me, because for one, you never know, right? I don't want to end up getting disappointed later, maybe. But either way, so this right here, right, there's that, right? Looks kind of cool, got some decent colors and all that good stuff. And what did they say this was? The Cascadia 16. I'll do the quick review as I normally do. So, you guys ready for that? I am, I suppose. I'm almost never ready when the reviews are happening. I just sit down and I'm like, well, may as well start this now so I can be done with it. And then I just start rambling. That's how they always work. If you want that little behind the scenes info. This right here is the Brooks Cascadia 16 in some kind of yellow and red colorway. Kind of reminds me of the Hulkster, right? So I'm going to be out there running wild on some trails, people. So let's go ahead and talk about these, huh? We're going to start this thing with the bottom. Down there, what you're looking at across the bottom looks like a standard trail sort of thing to me. Kind of reminds me of the NMD trail, NMD R1 trail. I forget what it was called exactly. It has a very similar outsole to it, right? So, kind of going to be a little bit thicker on like the bottom pieces and all that good stuff, right? Doesn't look off the surface as rugged as some of the Asics ones, but it does say ballistic rock shield on the bottom. So that's giving me high hopes for how these are going to play out. So let's move on up here and see what the midsole has going on. Not a whole lot happening, right? It's got some black, got some red, same thing on the inside as was on the outside. And if you look close in there, you kind of see it's got like some layers to it, levels to it, whatever you want to call it, right? So it's probably going to be super cushiony in the back end. It actually said cushion on the side of the box, but I think they're just saying that in that they're more cushion than stability, perhaps. Not just saying that, oh, these are cushioned. So that's how I'm going to take that. And it'll say DNA soft something or soft B2. I can't really read that, but either way, it says something down in there. So moving on up to the upper and all that stuff, right? So down around here, you got a little bit of a stiff plastic sort of feel, right? Almost feels like if you take like felt and just like threw some wax over it lightly. That's kind of what this feels like a waxy felt sort of deal. So I do like it. It's kind of a unique sort of deal, and I like that it's there stiff enough that it should protect your toes from like if you're hitting rocks and such, which if you're on trails is a thing. Then you got something that feels more meshy than knitted up here, right? So nothing wrong with that. That's kind of a common thing for a lot of this stuff. And the reason for that, even though I don't prefer it overall, it makes sense when it comes to trail shoes because it makes them a lot less likely to get snagged and whatnot. If you're running through the forest in some fly knits and prime knits or whatever, it likely won't play out so well. But something like this, kind of like the Pegasus 3 trail, the Pegasus Trail 3, I think that's what it was. Same sort of thing, I want to say. And then over here on the side, you got a little bit more of what you had on the front, like I was talking about. Then over here in the middle, the Brooks thing. And on the back end, much like how it is with the Asics, they have the labeling for the brand, not for the brand, but for the model and the model number. And then there's whatever that is on the back. It's actually focusing this time, which I think might be because I'm using that Logitech software, which is supposed to be like overall better things. So that's cool. And okay, so this is one of those Velcro styles, right? So I suppose that's going to be so you can use those. I can't remember what they're called, but you can get these little leggings like for your pants and stuff that attach to your shoes to kind of keep stuff from getting inside your shoe or inside your pants or whatever. I can't remember what those are called, but they're like the gator loops that are on other things. And they actually do have one here. Actually, that's probably more so for just tucking in the laces, this little elastic piece. But it is there. So, because that's what I've always used it for on my other shoes. I just kind of slip them through on there, so that way they're not flopping around, you know. Because if you've seen like my on feet and whatnot, usually when I'm wearing the shoes, I'll tuck the laces into the insides because I don't like them to show. That's just a personal thing. Either way, so before we go getting on to the inside, let's jump out over here to the front, get that in there real close like. So that is going to be the laces. They have a really cool sort of, almost looks like lava in a way, you know, it's like black and red sort of thing, like some molten rock type of situation happening. So I do like it. It's kind of cool, right? They feel nice. They feel like the standard laces, you know, so nothing to brag too much about. Then the tongue is going to be, it's pretty well padded, but a lot like what the rest of the shoe is as far as the mesh is on the outside. Then down there on the inside, pretty plain, just says Brooks. So not bad at all. I do like these. The colors are very nice. The moment of truth is me putting these on right now and seeing how they feel. And they feel exactly like I would want them to feel, which is good. They, and I mean, it's large because I didn't untie them or whatever, but they do feel just a little tight up top, but that's strictly going to be based on how they're laced right now. Just got to loosen them up a little bit. But lengthwise is good. They do have a little bit extra room in the toe box and whatnot, right? But sometimes you want that to an extent, right? And this seems like it's pretty good. If it's too much for you, I mean, you can always get some thicker socks and just kind of figure that out from there. But overall, I would still say going true to size on these seems to work best. And obviously, I haven't tried them on in any other sizes. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I would not want to have gone up half or gone down half. Though if I had to, I mean, I might be more inclined to get thinner socks and go down before I was decided to go up. Because once a shoe is too big, then it's just weird. You know, I mean, I can get some of my extra thin socks and go down a half on a lot of things, and that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? Actually, this one's a little different. This one says inside, or it says trail inside. But otherwise, yeah, I feel like this is going to be all right. I can't really speak on what it's like to walk around in these or anything like that right now. And Ignacio Valenzuela has hey man to say. And hey man to you. Or woman. I don't know. Hey person. We'll go with that since that's what you're supposed to say to people nowadays, I think. How are you today? Hopefully you're doing well. So all in all, right? Giving you my personal thoughts on these here now that I've done all the review and the sizing. I'm on board with them. I was a little scared at first. I do have a minor little scuff on the inside of there, but hey, it happens, you know. All in all, I like bright colors. I like trail shoes. I like comfortable shoes. These are checking all the boxes. And like I said, they even have a little reminder of Hulk Hogan, you know, and that's kind of cool because I'm a wrestling guy, right? Not like he's my favorite or whatever, but it's cool. So yeah, this is working out all right. It's been a while since I got a new pair of trail shoes, or has it? Maybe it hasn't. When was the last pair? Actually, yeah, it has not been all that long because I just got some Asics Nova Blast trails, right? No, I got the Nimbus trail, and actually, I think I did get the Nova Blast trail also. So yeah, I just got those two, and I haven't worn them yet, so maybe that's why they still feel extra new. But I'm on board with these. Let's see. Let's go ahead and read this comment here. You guys can read it to yourself. I'm good. I'm a guy. Oh, okay, there we go. But I had the question: do you know why is there this heart in the way of this comment? Do you know a basketball retro sneaker from Pony? I know nothing of Pony actually, and I know mostly nothing of basketball. I am not a sports guy. I do the rest. I'm into the wrestling, right? That's my thing. But basketball, like, I know very little about that stuff. Like, I mean, there's a pair of penny twos that I'm looking at getting because I remember seeing those when I was in ninth grade and I thought they looked cool then. And so I might buy some now just because that I feel like would please inner younger Tristan. But yeah, I don't know anything about them, so I'm like, do I even want these? Like, if I get these, are they gonna even be comfortable? Because they're basketball shoes, so they might not be. They might just be big and clunky. So, yeah, I'm not the guy to answer that question. Like, whatever you need to know about like retro basketball shoes, because basketball is not my cup of tea. And Pony, I'm sure they make fine things, you know, but I honestly have no idea. So unfortunately, I cannot help you, but there's your answer, as useless as it may be. So, yeah, these are working out all right so far, and I'm looking forward to getting these on the feet. We do plan to go out to Colorado this year because that's where my brother lives, and hopefully we can time it, do get a little 5K action in there, you know, break out some new trail shoes. Probably not these by that point, but something else, you know, because I hear Colorado's nice and I do like doing stuff like that and go hang out with the family. It's been a little while, right? So it could be something to do. So there is that. Let's see. I get you, but the shoes look cool. The name of the shoe is the M100 High Vintage. I think you should check them out and see what you think. Well, I'm done talking about these, so let's go ahead and look those up, right? Open up another tab, do that whole thing, right? Let's see. You said and then I'll share my thoughts with you in real time. How's that sound? M100 High Vintage, if I spelled that right. And so now, let's see. We're even going to share the whole tab thing. Let's do that little share screen action. You know what I'm saying? Where is it? That's the one we want. Okay, and share. Is that on the screen now? Should be on the screen now. Ah, there it is. So yes, these are the M100 High Vintages. So these are looking super high. So that is a super no. Because here's the thing for me, right? And I see you have your comment in there about there's a low version if I prefer, which I would, because I'm not into high top shoes. It's a thing that I realize every time I wear them. I go without wearing them for a while and I put a pair on. I'm like, this feels so awkward because I'm so used to wearing like running shoes and things that are just low in general. Even those Kobe's I had that I really like, the Kobe 11 maybe. What was the U? I feel like it was an 11. But either way, even those are lows, and that's very cool, right? I like the way those feel. But for me, I like 12s, you know, and like when I put those on, they feel kind of terrible in some ways, but they look cool. So I just kind of let it slide. Same with ones and stuff, you know? That's why like I am probably in the minority, but I like low 11s more than I like mid or high whatever 11s because again, I like lower shoes. Unfortunately, most other Jordan low shoes look god awful. I am a huge fan of the 12, but a low 12 is like low on my list of things to have, right? I've seen a low 5 and that looked like some kind of abomination. I have a pair of low 6s. Ugh, I don't even like the 6, and I think that's probably why. But either way, so let's look at these here. So yeah, because those like I'm not the tallest dude in the world. I'm like a good 5'6", right? So once a shoe is like too big, then it's like taking up most of my lower body, and that just becomes weird. I'm saying like height wise. Now I can see the appeal of these though, because I know like Logan J is always talking about older shoes like this and saying how they were popular then. He likes to look now, and every time I watch the videos, like I'm a big like look at the comments kind of guy because I know that my preferences are different. And so actually, that's him right there. That's Logan J. What do you know? I was just talking about that guy. So I'm often looking at stuff and I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, like I can see why people would like this because like it encompasses like a certain era, but the low would probably be more my style. Let's see here what we got. Let's go low, huh? Okay, yeah. See now that is fine. That I have zero problems with. So let's see what we got going on here. Actually, I would have to open that in a different tab for you to see it because it opened separately. But yeah, that this pair right here that I just clicked on was pretty good. I do like the way it looks. So yeah, not bad, not bad. I've never bought anything from Pony like I was saying a minute ago or whatever, but now they're getting way off into some other stuff. But yeah, not bad. Yeah, I think shoes look chunky. Will admit, don't own a pair nor seen anyone in person. Yeah, so that's the thing there. Like, I wonder if I open that in this tab, will it just stay there since it's the tab? Yeah, cool. So that's the one that I was looking at, because I do like the colors of this, the orange, the blue. It's kind of like an off-white sort of white, like a beige-ish sort of deal almost, right? So that's pretty nice. I do like those. And they are largely in stock. This thing, though, it does also look like it looks like it would be a big fit, like a loose fit, not necessarily like running big perhaps, but big enough. So yeah, interesting. Like yeah, that orange blue, but we'll see if I get. Yeah, and I'm sure like anything, my suggestion is always just to wait for a sale. I mean, I didn't really. What was the price of that? It was 120. 120 isn't terrible, but it's still a fair amount. You know what I mean? Like, and I say it's not terrible because I'm just so used to higher priced things. Like I don't buy them anymore because they don't make them anymore. But like the Yeezys were always 220. And then but when I look at like the Ultra Boost, those are like 180, 190 retail. But usually you wait it out, you get those discounts. Which actually I need to go and look up some of those because I need some Ultra Boost 22 lights before they go away. But cool, man. Now I have your opinion. Better than the Air Jordan. Yeah, Air Jordan 1 prices are not good, in my opinion. Like, and I say that because of what you get for the price. It's like it's this old technology. It hasn't really changed in the last when did those come out initially? Like 81 or something, maybe? I don't know. They came out in the 80s and like they're largely still the same. Sometimes they'll put some nice premium materials on there, or maybe throw some 3M or some color change thing, whatever. They'll do that, but wearing them still feels not good, in my opinion, But again, I'm used to different things on my feet. So when I wear Jordan 1s, it's just like this money is 100% all going to the name. Whereas when I get like, if I bought a $120 pair of Asics shoes, I'm expecting like something pretty nice. And every time I bought something from Asics for that price, it's been something pretty nice, like the Gel Light 3s. A lot of them tend to sit around that price point. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But if they know that people are going to buy them at that price, why wouldn't they sell them at that price, right? It just kind of makes sense in that way. Let's see. That's catch usually nice materials, higher price. Yeah, right. So I'd rather just spend my money on something else that's easier to come by and I'm more likely to wear it, right? Like higher wearability. Because I'll throw a pair of Gel Light 3s or an Ultra Boost on like any day of the week, even if it's raining. Like they make weather resistant versions of them. But when it comes to like the Jordans, it's more of a question like, okay, what am I going to be doing today? Because if I'm going to be on my feet a lot, moving around, maybe not so much. If I wear them to work, I'm just decide to like sit through the day and do what I do. Not so bad. But yeah, it's just they have a place, right? They do. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm totally against Jordan's shoes because obviously I'm not. I do own many. But I'm not going to sit here and act like they're the best thing in the world and oversell them more than they should be sold, or overhype them, I should say. So it is what it is, though. I'll keep my eyes on the ones that are decent. I mean, like those yellow ochre ones, I got this little pop-up thing the other day. Those look decent, but I mean, I like yellow. So, black and yellow, obviously. So I thought like maybe I'll go for these, but then looked at it closer. I'm like, I don't know if I like that yellow, and I'm not sure what this material is, so I might not want these at all. So it's also if I don't buy them, that's one less review to make, and I just went through a whole lot of editing in the last month, and kind of want to do no more for a while. So I was actually not planning on buying any shoes for a bit, and then my aunt sent me these, so it is what it is, man. Like I'll deal with it. I'll probably knock this one out. Maybe tomorrow. Well, it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so maybe that'll give me some extra light in here. It's been all rainy today, so maybe I'll. What was that? Maybe I'll get that review knocked out tomorrow. At least as far as shooting it and getting all the pictures taken. So might give me something to do. But anyways, any other questions before I leave? I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. I mean, I'm not on any time constraint or whatever. I just try not to like drag these out too much longer than they need to be. So if anybody wants to watch them after the fact, I don't want them looking at it and like being deterred because oh my god, 45 minutes. There's like 2 things here. But anyways, if you have anything else you want to throw my way question-wise, like now is totally the time to do it, and I will answer whatever you need to have answered. But otherwise, I'm going to start closing this thing out, right? So I can move on with my day. Maybe eating me a bowl of cereal or something. That sounds like a fantastic idea as I say that out loud. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I probably will be back doing another live session tomorrow if I record this, because usually I record something, do all this stuff, and then later on knock out a live talking about whatever's relevant. Just because I figure I'm in the mindset for like interaction. So let me just knock this out while I'm doing it. But a nice quick chat. Yeah, man, it's good. I like doing these because it's the only time I can really interact with people a whole lot. Because the comment section is like, it's just not my ideal way to do this. I'd rather speak to you. I get that, it's one-way conversation talking wise, but I feel like it goes over better. But that's just me. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. I definitely appreciate it. But please go on, find something better to do with your day. Shouldn't be too difficult. Later, people.